So we left Ontonagon, which is the kind of uppermost point in Michigan, the Keweenaw Peninsula.
Yeah, Keweenaw.
Keweenaw Peninsula. We had 2 more days that we could have stayed, but it's gonna take us 2 days to get out of Michigan, and in 2 days it'll officially be like consistently freezing there. So, and raining. So obviously not ideal conditions for what we're doing. And we're headed south. We plan to drive about 6-ish, 7 maybe at most hours today, and then to continue and kind of do another one of those tomorrow. Well, our troubles are following us, because we first thought, oh cool, we're just doing an overnighter. Even though our water pump is broken, we could at least just get like a jug of water and use that for whatever we need. So let's just harvest host, like do our first harvest host tonight. So we find a cool place, we call them, they're like, oh yeah, first come first serve, come along, cool. I'm like, okay. And then we're like, well, just looking at the weather, double checking, it is gonna be at 32 for like 3 hours in the morning. So like, oh, it's fine, you know, we'll just keep our heat on, you know. And then Jamie remembered that harvest host, obviously you don't have hookups, so it's still too cold to boondock for our trailer, and I think that's too cold to boondock.
Yeah, I mean, it would be 45 degrees in the trailer. At
least, like it would be maybe colder.
Yeah.
I don't know, that might not be, I mean, that might be the only option now that we're looking at things. I don't know, I might could hang in that harvest host without heat.
If it's our only option, I'll do it. Is it cold?
It's cold. Let's go. We're 1 degree short of freezing right now. Let's get this trailer the heck out of here. Let's go drive 6 hours and stay warm somewhere.
Yeah. 6:36 and
1 degree off from freezing.
And it's time to go. Find a Starbucks.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go.
There's something in the air. I can feel it coming.
I don't know what I'm gonna say, but I feel like I should say something about this glorious Starbucks, because it is a long drive day. There were no Starbucks in Rockford. Well, there's one. We just wanted to get to the highway, and from there was nothing until, what, we're almost 2 hours in? Finally found a Starbucks.
Or coffee, we didn't care if it was Starbucks.
Yeah, that's true. We went to a gas station, got some gas. Don't want that kind of coffee. So we waited, got some food, got some coffee. Yes, I'm still wearing yesterday's clothes. Is what it is. Gotta get to probably Kentucky. And Dubby is so ready to be out of the car.
Bye, Dan.
Come and dance with me till the lights come on.
Dad, you're not gonna believe this.
What?
In just under 3 months, we have hit the 10,000 mark.
What?
We have put 10,000 miles on this truck.
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe that.
High five.
I guess.
Here's the 10,000 more.
Here's the 10,000 more. Hopefully a little bit slower. That's a lot of miles in like 2.5 months, to be honest.
Guess what?
What?
Our National Park Pass
Yeah.
saved us $8 a night here.
Seriously?
Yeah, and we booked 4 nights, so it's already paid for half of itself.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Pretty sweet.
Sweet. Well, where are we going?
Go up and take a left. And we're gonna circle around quite a while, but we'll be the first campground entrance on the left side. The note on this particular site, Site 103 here, said it was difficult to back into, so here we go. Lots of landmines in this one.
Okay, there we go. We didn't have any service for a second.
Oh. Okay.
Do I need to go further up?
I don't think
before
so.
I come back?
I don't think so. All right. So there's a tree on your right side. Just be careful that you're not turning into that, but you're on a really good trajectory right now for coming in. Really good. Really good. Okay, now try to just go back. Try to not turn more right now and just come back. Good, back. Good, keep coming back. Good, okay, now start to turn it more towards driver's side again. Good, really good. A little more, really good. You're doing really good. Okay, more toward you, butt toward you. Butt toward you. Butt toward you, good job, keep going. Okay, back, straighten out, toward me. Good, a little more toward you, just a touch. You can go back some more. Good, keep going. Keep going. Perfect, stop. Perfect. Perfect. I said stop, stop, stop. No.
Can I come? I need to go back as far as I can.
Yep, that's as far as you can.
All right, hopefully we can get this unhooked.
And that was supposed to be a tough spot to back into.
Who said that was tough? I'm a little concerned though about this.
What?
Getting it unhooked at the angle with the truck being down like this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
That's rough. I mean,
I guess let's try it, but I think if it's gonna be too tough, because again, it also makes it tough to re-hitch up.
Yeah, that is, we had that at the range, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is tough. So you are as far back as you can be though, because look at this.
I think I've got a little more room.
Okay.
Let me see if I can come back a little
Is there
further.
anything hanging down like below that we need to not scrape?
No, the only thing we need to think about also is the stabilizers, which they're in a good spot, but actually if we can get these stabilizers back to here, that'd be perfect.
Okay.
So let's line them up to there.
Okay, well, just like, okay, so last time when I said stop, you kept going a lot.
I thought you said back, so sorry.
No, what word should I use?
Well, just say stop. I'll listen better.
Okay, because I do not want this to turn into a shovel for the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's only about 6 inches or so.
Okay. Okay, stop.
I don't know if we made it worse. Or
No, that was better.
Is it better?
Definitely better.
You said that was hard. Dobby, did you say it was hard? Are you happy to be done driving? Huh? I am. Okay, so the biggest challenge here is going to be unhooking on this kind of where the truck is coming this way and the trailer's flat. Just with the blue ox here, you have to release the tension off of these bars, and so that actually shouldn't be an issue, but then you got to get it off the ball. It doesn't look like it's too bad. I think when we were at the range in Texas it was a lot worse, but that's the only challenge I see in getting this unhooked and then, you know, rehooked, but it doesn't look too bad, so let's see. All right, so the tension on the bars, no issue at all. We'll just see if we can get it off the ball easily enough. Okay, we are in Kentucky. We've been in Kentucky for about, I think this is our 3rd day, right, Dev? Mm-hmm. We haven't done a single thing. This has been catch-up week because we were extremely behind on laundry. We need an oil change. I need a car wash. It's weird to say car wash when it's a truck. I need a truck wash. It is a beautiful day, so maybe we'll get this stuff done. We're trying to find an oil change. All the Ford dealerships are booked up like a week out, so we're just gonna have to go to like a quick lube or something.
What are we on our oil?
1%. If you know me, you know that I procrastinate.
We're working on it.
But we're gonna get some things done today. All right, so it has been a very successful morning, thankfully. We've been very productive. We ran completely out of propane, so we got that refilled. We got the oil change. We're at 1% oil life. Probably shouldn't do that, but we did just hit 10,000 miles on the truck, and we did get a car wash for the first time since we left Texas. That was driving me crazy, so really happy to get that clean. But I do want to talk for a second about propane. Just kind of what our experience has been. So we've got two 30-pound tanks, cylinders, and what that runs is it runs the furnace, it runs the hot water, and it runs the stove inside. And we ran out of both just for after about 2 months. Now it did start getting cold, and we didn't use barely any until it started getting cold. So the hot water and the stove, they don't use a lot. But once you start running that furnace, it's going to burn through that propane. So you want to be, use it sparingly if you want. I have heard of people using just space heaters instead, so you're not just burning through your propane. But it's really nice. It gets it super warm, sometimes too warm, but it's nice. But with that said, I want to talk about where we found it, where we didn't find it, how much did it cost, right? So when we were in Michigan, we were in some towns where you couldn't find any place to get it refilled. We finally made it to Kentucky, and here there's multiple spots, but we were just driving along and we saw a camper dealership. They did rentals, they did service, and so Devin thought, hey, well, if they do service, they've got to have propane. So we pulled in and asked, and sure enough, they did do refills, and it cost only I say only, I don't know what the average cost is for 30-pound cylinder refills, but for both, total cost $75. I thought that was pretty good for these larger tanks. So we got them all filled up. Thankfully, it ran out in the middle of the night last night while we were running the furnace. So we were a little cold. The heat pump doesn't do a well enough job when it's in the lower 30s. It just doesn't. You're not going to get, and it probably is overworking it. So I'd much rather either use a space heater or, in our case, the furnace when it's that cold. The tankless water heater has a digital reader that tells you when it gets below a certain temperature. If it can't get propane to keep it warm, it will alert you. And so out of nowhere, we're sleeping, and then it just starts going off, beeping. And so we knew at that point our propane was out, and we were gonna need to immediately get those filled. So let's get it hooked up. This is heavy.
It's supposed to be only 30 pounds.
I don't know if that's fully accurate. Let's see. Might only be 30 pounds.
What's the process here?
I'm just gonna get it situated right here. Get this thing, this kind of metal bar locks it in. Keeps it from moving around too much. So you're gonna make sure it's sitting in both of the grooves. Like that. And then we just hook it up. There's one. Nice and full.
Is there any precaution, like, on how to set these up safely or anything like that?
You just want to make sure it's tight. You don't want any leaks. So as long as this is tight, then you should be good to go. That's it. Now that we've got the cylinders hooked up, I did want to also mention that the water heater digital reader does throw an E1 error if you run all the way out, and it's trying to ensure that it stays at a certain temperature when the outside temperature gets too low. So if it does throw that E1 error, you do have to essentially reset it for it to start working properly again. So what I'm going to do is turn off the main power on the outside pedestal, and then in here I'm going to take the fuse out that is designated for the water heater and a couple of other things involving propane. So I'm going to take that out, put it back in, and we should get it reset. There might be another way to have it reset, but I've already done this once and I know it works, so we're going to do it this way. If you have any other ways, definitely let us know. So down here is the breaker box that also has all of the fuses, right? So if I come down to the, I believe it's the 5th, tank monitor, water pump, water heater, and overhead lights, things like that. So that's the 5th one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna pull this fuse out and then put it back in.
Why is it? Oh.
Devin's concerned about the red light. So this is designed or built in a way to where if a fuse is out, a red light will pop up showing you which one is out. So now I've taken it out, the red light's on. Now I'm just gonna put it back in and it should reset everything. There we go. So one thing I didn't follow up on is when we pulled into the spot, it's a little bit where like my truck is down and the Airstream's here and it's super unlevel, so I had to bring this way up, and I didn't feel really comfortable with the jack being as high as it was, and usually I don't put this many levelers here. I just, I'd rather not have it up, just the law of physics, right? But I kind of had to because I didn't want so much of the jack being there. It just felt like it, if we rocked too much, it could, make it slide off. But still didn't feel great about this either. I know they make this, I think Anderson makes this bucket. It's like this red bucket that has a wider base. Maybe we invest in that at some point. But this was my solution for the time being. It worked, but I'd rather have something that's one piece rather than multiple pieces in case that it does fall off. All right, so I'm hitching up here, and I know we've already talked about a lot of kind of the issues we ran into getting into this site, and now here's another one, because when I raise the jack up, it comes off the block before the hitch, the tongue, hits the ball. So I did just realize my stabilizers were down still, which you never want to try to lower it when your stabilizers are down. So hopefully I didn't mess anything up. I don't think I did. But I raised them up, so I'm going to try this again, and hopefully it gently lands on the ball.
Okay, slow, slow. Uh-oh. Slow. Oh, geez. Keep going. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Okay. Slow, 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 slow. Oh, geez. Alright, just keep going. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Alright. Good. Oh my gosh. All right, what's our key takeaway from this campsite?
If it's steep and there's a big slope that your truck's gonna be on but your trailer won't, don't. Just don't.
Get the heck out of there. Don't even unhitch.
Get out.
Don't even pull in.
Big lesson. Nothing bad happened, but it was just too close for comfort. We almost bottomed out. Things got off in my head too, right? Like I was too worried about getting it on the ball that I forgot to bring out the stabilizers, and like it just wasn't good. So let's moving forward go for more stress-free spots.
Good plan.
That's my takeaway.